it's time for the first game of the Super Sunday special. That's right, the first game being played between Chennai Super Kings and Gujarat Titans at the Wankhede Stadium, and the toss has been won by Chennai Super Kings. They have opted to bat first. So yes, that trend of all teams wanting to chase is changing now towards this half of the tournament. Chennai Super Kings have won the toss and they have opted to bat first. An interesting one here, a team of contrasting fortunes, but for CSK, they have made 4 changes to their playing 11. Not much at stake for them except playing for pride. The changes for them is Santner, Jagdeesan and Solanki and Patirana have been included in the playing 11 for them. That's the changes for them. And Robin Uthappa, Ambati Raidu, Dwayne Bravo and Mahesh Tikshana, they've all been rested. They're out of the playing 11 and these 4 have come in to this game. Interesting there for MS Dhoni to have gone with these 4 changes. Patirana is in, Jaggi Solanki is in, then there is Bravo is out, and Robin Uthappa, he sits out, Tikshana is out, and Ambati Raidu, who made the U-turn on his retirement decision, he sits out of this game. So those are the changes for Mahendra Singh Dhoni's Chennai Super Kings. What about Gujarat Titans? They have gone in with the same team, and why not? I think Gujarat Titans here making sure, Nikhil, that they don't want to lose on that momentum. This is the team that has worked for them and they've gone in with the same team. Absolutely.
Not surprising that they haven't made any changes because they want a top 2 finish. They want to win this match and then they can experiment in the last match. As far as CSK is concerned, again, nothing to lose, making 4 changes, trying their bench strength, trying a few people for the future. So I'm not surprised by changes and no changes from both the teams.
That's right. Okay, so this is CSK versus Gujarat Titans. One team that is lying at the bottom of the table in the 9th position and the other team right at the top after having qualified for the playoffs. In fact, becoming the first team to qualify for the playoffs. But there is still much at stake for Gujarat Titans. They would want to stay right at the top or at least in the top 2 because they want to get the opportunity of having another game to qualify for the finals. And so they want that cushion, that comfort of another chance. And that's why they would want to win today's game. And that's why they've gone in with the same team. Whereas for the Chennai Super Kings, they made some changes. Do you believe that these changes are more because they are trying to test their bench strength? Really nothing to lose here for them. They're not playing for anything other than pride.
Absolutely. There's no other reason for the changes. They have nothing to lose. They'll come all guns blazing. They'll spoil the party for other teams. Therefore, the 4 changes. They are trying their, some few players for the future. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. So, not surprising that they made 4 changes.
And I can give you this news for all of you who are watching. India have created history today in badminton. They have defeated Indonesia, 14-time champions Indonesia, by winning the Thomas Cup.
Wow.
The 3rd game that was being played by Kidambi Srikanth against Jonathan Christie in straight games. In fact, at no point did it seem like Kidambi Srikanth was fazed by his opposition and winning the match, as well as with that 3-0 for India against Indonesia. This is huge. This is a huge moment in Indian badminton to see how Indian team have done, just the way they've played, first beating Malaysia, then in the quarterfinals, then Denmark, and beating players who are ranked above them. Victor Axelsen, of course, he won his game, but the way Kidambi Srikanth beat Anderson, it was just fascinating to watch. So yes, India have created history. They have won the Thomas Cup for the first time ever. This is great news for all the Indian fans and for Indian sports fans. And we'd come back now to the match at hand. Like we said, CSK have won the toss and they have opted to bat first. 4 changes for them, no changes for Gujarat Titans. Let's also talk about what this means for Gujarat. Before we go any further, there you have it, the toss. Gujarat Titans will bowl. CSK have won the toss. They have opted to bat first. Now, what does this mean for CSK? Santner, Jagdishan, Solanki and Pathirana are in. Raidu, Robin Uthappa are out. Mahesh Deekshana as well as out, and Dwayne Bravo as well sits out, which is interesting. The changes, is it because they want to rest Dwayne Bravo? Mahesh Deekshana, we'll have to see. But yes, Gujarat Titans are fielding the same 11. What does this mean for Gujarat as they aim for the top 2 finish, Nikhil?
I mean, Gujarat would want to win this match, Meha, because they want a top 2 finish. CSK have made 4 changes, so, which only means that they are fielding almost a second-rate unit now against Gujarat. So it almost Gujarat is fielding the same 11. So it increases Gujarat's chances of winning this match. Although CSK will come out all guns blazing because there's no pressure against them. So Gujarat should be beware of that. But I think advantage Gujarat going into this match. Definitely.
Okay, let's take a look at Gujarat Titans playing 11 as well before we go any further. Nikhil, you want to take this playing 11?
Yeah, Hardik Pandya, the captain, scored 300 plus runs, bowled initially. Shubman Gill, he was in form in the first half of the tournament, then his form has slightly gone down in the latter half. Saha has been a revelation with the bat in the top order. He's a destructive opener. Matthew Wade, David Miller and Rahul Dravidia, formidable partnership in the lower order, the best lower order partnership in the tournament. Rashid Khan absolutely brilliant. Economy rate 6.5, picking up wickets of late. Azari Joseph, Mohammad Shami, one of the best new ball bowlers in the tournament. There was Sai Kishore and Yash Dalal, the young unsung hero, 9 wickets in the tournament. So all in all, a very formidable unit, done brilliantly in the tournament. As many as 7 different man of the match awards, which shows that if player X doesn't do, player Y does. If Y doesn't do, Z does. So absolutely, a team where a majority of the team is firing, they're brimming with confidence under the inspired leadership of Hardik Pandya.
That's right. Okay, let's take a look at the X-Factor players now, players who can change the game for the teams today. For the Chennai Super Kings, Devon Conway, he came in late into the tournament, played the first couple of matches, then was dropped. But since then, after he came back, 350s for him in last 5 matches, Nikhil. He's been a revelation for them. And somewhere, when they look back on their campaign, they would regret the fact that they didn't play him more.
Absolutely. Devon Conway is, he had a late start to New Zealand, but it's been a brilliant start in international cricket. He's averaging above 50 in all 3 formats of the game, and very few players can boast of that record. He starts off slowly. If you see his power play strike rates around 117 in the tournament, but what stands out is his acceleration in the middle overs. He's striking at 180 in the middle overs, and he's scoring those 60, 70, 80 runs. Average of 50 in T20I cricket, and not many batsmen boast of an average of 50 in the international T20 cricket. So he's a good addition, and I see a one for the future along with Ruturaj Gaikwad for CSK at the top of the order.
That's right. So that is Devon Conway. For the Chennai Super Kings. Then for Gujarat Titans has to be Rahul Tewatia. We saw him play 3 high-impact knocks innings that turned the match around for them. He won those games for Gujarat Titans with the help at times from David Miller, from Rashid Khan. And to see him do it consistently, it's not an easy job finishing the games. The pressure is high on you. You really are working with less number of balls. You've got to go from the word go, and then to get to this has been fantastic to watch.
Absolutely. You do it in one season, it's luck, but if you do it in second season and you do it one match after the other, it is not luck, it is talent, and it is talent with hard work and practice. And that's what Rahul Tewatia has done. Those 340s were absolutely brilliant. The matches were lost, and the way he transformed them along with Miller and Rashid Khan against good bowling attacks. His striking in the death over stands out. Overall 215 runs, striking at 150, striking at 184 in the death overs. Ability to hit sixes is absolutely unique. So Rahul Tewatia, another quality about him is if he's unbeaten, invariably his team, wins the match, and therefore he is a threat for the opposition.
That's right. Okay, so those are the X-Factor players. Now also what seems to have gone wrong with Chennai Super Kings and their disastrous campaign. Let's take a look at that. How this has been a team. Nothing seems to have gone right for them, from the off-field controversies. First, Mahendra Singh Dhoni decides to step down from captaincy 2 days before the tournament's meant to start. Jadeja comes in, is struggling for form, is struggling with captaincy. Ruturaj Gaikwad not being able to score runs, especially in the first half of the tournament. Failed in 7 of those 12 matches. From Jadeja as well, there were no runs. He was struggling with the ball. Then on top of that, Moeen Ali, who was actually a good performer for them last season, didn't do much here as well in this season. Nothing seems to have worked for them, really.
Absolutely. 3 key failures, as you said. Ruturaj Gaikwad in the first half of the tournament, Moeen Ali the all-rounder, and Jadeja the finisher with the bat and the master restrictor with the ball, along with the captaincy, the whole drama around his captaincy. He resigned mid-season, or he was forced to step down, and all sorts of contradictory statements from both sides. And Jadeja not happy with CSK. There's possibility he may not pay for CSK again. So nothing is. And then the Ambati Rayudu controversy. He tweeted he's retired. Then he's saying he's not retired. All sorts of drama unfolding in the CSK camp. So nothing has gone right for them. I think they've almost paid for the rigid policy of backing certain players, not investing enough in the future. MS Dhoni, is only playing because he's MS Dhoni. I mean, he doesn't merit a place in the 11 purely on the basis of his batting. And there's almost this, God-like belief in Dhoni that he can do the impossible. He couldn't do it this year.
Yeah, he could not.
And year before lost also, they didn't go to the playoffs. Yes, they won it last year, but CSK is becoming more inconsistent in recent times, just like Mumbai Indians. So, a big problem for CSK. They have to really look at transfers and the mini auction next year to build a good team.
Okay, let's also take a look at now the key battles for these two teams. What are some of the matchups that we're looking forward to? First one being between Ruturaj Gaikwad and Mohammad Shami, and this is an interesting one where Ruturaj Gaikwad just hasn't been able to open his arms and bat well against Mohammad Shami.
Yeah, this should be interesting because Gaikwad, lately is in good touch. Shami has been brilliant in the tournament with the new ball, but Shami has the wood over Gaikwad in terms of not letting him score. He's choked him in the matches in the head-to-head they've had before. It's going to be interesting how Gaikwad takes on Shami today. He can certainly not score at a strike rate of 73. So therefore, it's going to be an interesting battle today.
It is going to be a very interesting battle between Ruturaj Gaikwad and Mohammad Shami. Then next is Mukesh Chaudhary versus Shubman Gill. Again, a revelation really. Mukesh Chaudhary in the first half was struggling, but Mahendra Singh Dhoni stuck with him. And how well has he bowled? How well has he transformed into this wicket-taking bowler in the power plays?
Yeah, if there's one big positive for CSK this season, it's the journey of Mukesh Chaudhary. 11 wickets in the power play, absolutely brilliant, swinging the ball prodigiously with the new ball. So Mukesh Chaudhary, I think, is going to cause a lot of trouble to Shubman Gill with the ball coming in. Shubman Gill has failed 4 times in the last 5 matches. So it's going to be really difficult for Shubman Gill to face the swinging ball of Mukesh Chaudhary in the power play.
That's right. So that is Mukesh Chaudhary versus Shubman Gill. Then in the death, Rahul Tewatia versus Dwayne Bravo. That's another interesting one. But Dwayne Bravo today is in fact not playing. So that goes out of the window. This is something that we were looking forward to. But overall, Nikhil, when you look at these two sides, you realize one with all the experience of winning tournaments, the other completely new, debuting this season. But how cricket is a wonderful game. We keep saying this every time we see something out of the ordinary. But how wonderful is it to see Gujarat Titans against a team that has done so badly, and whereas Gujarat in their debut season have already qualified.
Absolutely. This is ushering of a new era, Meha. I mean, CSK, KKR, MI, 3 legendary teams, 11 titles languishing at the bottom of the table. 2 of them already out of the race. KKR on the borderline of being eliminated. And debutants like LSG, Gujarat Titans, threatening to win the tournament. So therefore, it's almost, this tournament could mark, this could be a historical IPL where the 3 greatest teams to have played the game, the 3 greatest franchises in T20 cricket, maybe it's the end of era of them, and maybe it's a rise of Gujarat Titans and Delhi Capitals and LSG. I mean, maybe even Punjab Kings are making a comeback. It could just be a whole new chapter in the IPL begins this season.
That's right. So Chennai Super Kings have won the toss. They have opted to bat first at the Wankhede Stadium against Gujarat Titans. Some changes for them, but Gujarat Titans going in with the same playing 11. How is this going to turn out? We'll keep an eye on it. News 9 Sports is what you need to keep an eye on and subscribe to. We'll be back at 7 o'clock to look ahead to the next game. Again, it's a battle of the table toppers who can be really right at the top between Gujarat Titans and Rajasthan Royals in the top 2. So that's the battle that we're looking forward to. That's at 7 o'clock. For now, this is it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.